Nobody asked for this video, but I'm making it anyway because I recently got some new gear and I wanted to share my content creation setup as a professional content creator. A toss. Hi, hello, I'm Hannah. If you are new here, then welcome, come on in. I am a YouTuber, content creator, and I have been making videos on the internet for 14, almost 15 years now. So I'm going to break down all of the different content creation equipment that I use in my job. And there's a lot of different things that I make and create. So we've got long form YouTube videos, kind of like this setup here. We've got vlogs, we've got short form videos, also photos. I post pictures on Instagram. And then also thrown into the mix, we have podcasts, live streams, and more recently, hosting online workshops. So there's a lot of different things that I do, and also I live and work from a 2-bedroom flat in London, and storage is hard to come by. And so I would say that my setup and what I have is fairly compact. It's small, it's simple, basic. I don't have 10 different cameras that all have their own weird, specific, tiny purpose. Whilst it's not the absolute barest of bones in terms of kit, I would say it's definitely on the simpler side. So this video is going to be all hardware, and if you like it and are interested in more, then maybe I could do a software edition. And before I take you through everything, I wanted to thank this video's sponsor, Squarespace. So whether you're just starting out in the freelance world or you're a small business owner, Squarespace makes it super easy to host your own beautiful website, engage your audience, and sell anything from physical and digital products to courses and even your time, all in one place and all on your terms. I've been using Squarespace for years for my own work websites, and it is so easy to use. They have tons of different flexible templates that you can choose from, and you pick the one that fits your vibe the best, and then you can customize it with all of your own content and branding and assets. The templates work seamlessly across different devices, and Squarespace's Fluent engine is really intuitive and powerful. You can drag and drop things around on your website, allowing anyone to get really creative, even if you have zero website design experience, like myself. And Squarespace's new design intelligence empowers anyone to create their own beautiful website tailored to you using AI technology. If you have an online store on Squarespace, then Squarespace Payments makes it super easy to manage payments. Onboarding is really fast and simple, and there are lots of options for how your customers can pay. And if you have a service-based business, then Squarespace has Squarespace invoicing. This really simplifies your workflow, allowing you to manage your clients and track invoices all in one place. So if you are in need of your very own website, then head to squarespace.com to start your free trial. And then when you're ready to launch it into the world, you can go to squarespace.com/morehannah to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, let's talk equipment. First off, this setup that if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll be familiar with this sitting on my sofa setup. But before I tell you what camera this is, I just want to share this relic from the archive. This is the first ever camera I bought as a YouTuber. So I started making videos on a digital camera that I already owned that was like my photo camera, you know, the Facebook albums of like 60 pictures of one Saturday night out, that digital photo camera. And it just so happened that it did have a video function. No pop-out screen though. So those first few videos were incredibly awkward in terms of framing. But this was the first camera that I actually intentionally purchased for making YouTube videos. And look at it. It's like a Canon like camcorder. Look at that. Look at that. I have no idea if it still works. I'm tempted to try it. Probably needs a good charge. Oh, but look at that. Look at that. Hi guys. I'm obsessed. And I've kept it all these years because it does feel like it holds a sentimental place in my heart. Other cameras, I've not been as sentimental about. So the camera that I'm using here is the Sony A6600. I'm not a camera professional. I'm just somebody who uses cameras for their job, and I like it. It's a good camera. I used to be a Canon girl and switched to Sony, I don't know, maybe a good few years ago now. For audio, I use the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics. It is this thing, and then I have a lapel mic attached to it, which is what is picking up my sound. There's also 2 of them, so if I'm doing a collab with someone, then this is their mic. And I have a black lapel and a white lapel, depending on what I'm wearing. I know a lot of creators either just pop this on their top, which you can because like the microphone is there on it as well, or they like handhold it and speak directly in it. I don't know why I'm still just like in my lapel era. I haven't quite evolved out of it yet. I know also having like a very physical handheld mic is very fashionable at the moment, especially for like video essay creators. I'm curious what you think about like YouTube creators' microphone setups. I haven't really questioned mine that much. Like, this works for me, it's fine. And it also allows me to gesticulate a lot, which you know I do. Maybe I should get a handheld one to control the Then I've got a light over here that is lighting this side of my face. I just have the one light again because I don't have a lot of storage space. I used to have a lot more lights, especially when I worked and filmed in a separate studio space. This light is the Amaram P60C, and then it has this softbox on it, although one of the elastic bits has broken on it, and so it looks a bit sad, but it'll do for now. And then on this side of me, I'm being lit by a giant window, although right now I've got the blinds kind of partly down because the sun was like really coming through. Overcast day is the ideal conditions, but when you've got sun coming in and out, not great. Then if you see me ever looking down, it's because I have a monitor. Hello, look, there we go. There's me. Hi, this is what I see. I have this because it's just slightly bigger than the pop-out screen on the camera. It doesn't make that much of a big difference for filming in this setup because I'm quite close to the camera, but especially when I'm doing any of my like fashion and style outfit videos where I'm really far away from the camera, then I need this because this cable is also very long, and so I can have this monitor a lot closer to me and see what the camera is seeing. And that is a Portkeys monitor. And then I also have these Sony headphones, which I use to check my audio levels. There we go, I can hear myself, good. Audio still rolling, good. These are the Sony wireless ones, what are they called? The WH-1000X-M3, those ones. I originally bought these for podcasting when I had a podcast, and so I don't really use them that much for podcasting anymore, but very handy for making sure my microphone is on. And then of course my camera and my light are both on tripods. What tripods? Couldn't tell you, but I like them, they're fine. And the monitor and the lights are both battery operated. They use the same battery, which is very handy. So I've got loads of extras of these that are always on charge. I can also plug the light into the mains, but that's just like extra work getting out the mains plug. I'll only do that usually if I need to have it turned up quite high for a long period of time, just because the battery will get drained. And in that instance, I'll use the mains. So that's this setup. That's all it is. I say that's all it is. It might feel like a lot to some of you. It might feel like nothing at all to others. I've seen many a YouTuber filming setup in my time, and I feel like this sits somewhere in the middle. But moving on to vlogs. I do not take this chunky camera out with me for vlogging. No, no, no. So I used to use this lovely thing. This is the Sony ZV-1 Mark III. There she is. Oh, hello, she's turning on. There you go, you can see yourself. Hi. And I still have this camera because honestly, nothing is actually wrong with it. I just wanted an upgrade. But actually this camera is good to hold on to for if ever I'm doing a 2-camera shot for whatever, then this makes a really good second camera. And this is my lovely tripod that I would always put it on for like traveling and vlogging. Boom. This was my previous vlogging setup. But now your girl, like every other creator recently, has got herself the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is the creator bundle. I've already lost the wide angle lens. I don't know where it's gone. It's gone. But this is the actual camera. This, for comparison, this is all I really need to take out with me now, just this. Maybe I'll take a little stand for it, but like in comparison in terms of size and weight as well. Like this actually fits in my handbag, but this is kind of like a little gimbal vloggy camera. You just whoop, there she goes. And obviously you can flip it round so it's front facing and you can see what you're doing. The other thing that I absolutely love about this is the fact that it is on a gimbal, because whenever I would be vlogging with this and maybe I'd be doing like a panning shot or a walking shot, it was just always so shaky. And with this, everything's just so much smoother. It's great. And then in here, I basically just have like a little extender so that I can have it as like a little tripod situation. I can stand it up. And then there's also like an extra battery pack, useful if I've got a long day out and I'm like, I don't know if that battery's gonna last. And then a little microphone, which I actually very rarely use. Maybe I should do more when I'm vlogging, but for the most part, I don't really bother. So that's that. When it comes to filming all of these videos for YouTube, whether it is a sit down one or a vlog one, I also have this handy little SD card organizer. So the Osmo takes micro SDs, so they're popped in here, and this camera is just like regular SDs, especially because Vlognica is coming up where I make 8 videos for the 8 days and nights of Hanukkah. That's a lot of content to organize and make sure that SD cards are organized and clips and footage have all been put in the right place and everything's being kept track of. Also, occasionally there are times when I might be filming 3 different vlogs all at the same time. And so I'll be filming them all obviously on the same camera, but for my own peace of mind, I film them all on separate SD cards. And yes, that does mean that I am constantly like switching out the SD cards and having to like pop one in and be like, what footage, which video am I filming on this SD card? And like just checking. But that extra like minute of checking and changing SD cards is so worth it for the peace of mind that you haven't forgotten to import any clips before you formatted a card. It's worth it. It's worth it, especially when you have like 3 different long-term vlogs that you're filming at the same time. Okay, moving on to short form content. We can't ignore her, the beast of short form. Although funnily enough, every time I meet a creator who is short form first, like TikTok or Reels, they're like, how do I make long form videos or a podcast or anything that's just like a longer form kind of content, whether it's a video podcast, although what is a podcast these days when every podcast is a video podcast? But then every creator who I speak to who originally started making long form videos is also having a panic about making short form content. So we're all just very much grass is greener, and it does seem that to have a healthy career as a content creator these days, you need to be doing both. But do I like that that's the case? No, not really, but whatever. It is what it is. But for short form content, I used to shoot all of this on my phone. I have an iPhone 13. The iPhone 17 recently came out, and the only reason why I even upgraded my last phone, which I think was an 11, to the 13, it was like 3 years ago or something, and it was because I dropped my phone down the toilet and it stopped working, and I rushed off to the Apple store on New Year's Day to get a new phone. But look at that, it only has 2 cameras. 2 cameras. So maybe I'm due an upgrade, but it feels less urgent now because actually I don't shoot short form video on here anymore. When I did though, when this was my setup, I would film using the back cameras, obviously, because this front camera, dog shit, and I would mirror my phone to my laptop, and so I'd use my laptop as like a monitor. And then I have these 2 different phone tripods. This one definitely gets less use. There's definitely like more sophisticated things on the market these days, but this is one that I don't know, bought years ago and still have and still occasionally would use for things. This one definitely gets used a lot more. It goes very high. It goes even longer than this, but the end of it here, as you can see, it tilts as well, so you can get your phone in there for some vertical content. And my 3-year-old loves playing with this. It's not my favorite thing for him to play with. Now I use this bad boy, the same as my vlogging camera, because look at this. We've got horizontal, but we've also got vertical. And so it doesn't film in 4K vertically. For some reason, it only does 3K. What even is that? But it's fine. It works for me. And I've definitely noticed that my short form video quality is a lot nicer, a lot crisper than it is on my phone. So this is the other reason why I got caught up in the craze of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, not just for the vlogs, but for the ability just to kind of do the short form as well. And it's really handy sometimes when I'm out and about and I need to capture vertical and horizontal content, it's so easy just to like flip between the two and capture all of that rather than faffing around with a camera and a phone. The sun's gone away and I've opened the blinds to let a little bit more light in. So again, professional content creator, toss, lighting changing constantly throughout video. It's a classic. She's a classic. Okay, we're now moving on to photos, which regrettably, I am still using my iPhone 13 for. And of course, those same tripods that we saw before. Got myself a new pop socket recently because my last one broke. And this is such a good fidget one. It's kind of like, I don't know, plastic, but there might be like water or gel in there or something. It is so satisfying to play with. And then my 3-year-old put a sticker on my phone that perfectly matches the colors too, so love that. But even though I am still using my iPhone 13, something recently has massively upgraded my photos, especially selfies and like mirror outfit shots in my bedroom, but I will get to that in a moment. Next up is on the laptop. I am back to Mac. I had a few years of a flirtation with the PC life, but I'm back on my Mac bullshit now. So this is the like content creation setup that I have with my laptop when I'm sat at my desk. So this could be for podcasts, if I'm a guest on somebody else's podcast, because I don't have my own at the moment. Also doing live streams, and then of course online workshops too. I did my first one of those recently, my Homestretch Goals one. And so microphone wise, I have this bad boy. I can't remember when I got this, years and years ago. It's the Blue Mini Yeti. I used to have like a Rode Mini. I used to have a whole different, like more professional podcasting setup when I was hosting a podcast. Now as a podcast guest, this does the job. This does the job. These and a pair of headphones. I'm a podcast host dream as a guest. But this next one is my most recent tech purchase and I'm so pleased with it. But first, a little story about the bedroom. You may recall that we redecorated the bedroom last year. It used to be a white box and now it's a dark green box. The one thing that I didn't anticipate, which I completely should have, because this is knowledge about how light works that I have, like I know this shit, but I just didn't even think about it because I was like, it looks so great, is that photos and videos look shit in that room now because it's so dark. We have a small window in that bedroom and it is east facing, so we get a lot of light in the morning and then that's kind of it. When it was a white box, it didn't really matter. That light just like bounced around that room and it was a very light and bright room. And so for photos, it was great. Like the mirror selfies were popping. But also now we have our fold down work desk in a dark corner of a dark bedroom. So anytime I'm on work calls or doing live streams, just the lighting is so bad. And then also taking any kind of outfit photos in my mirror or any kind of selfies in that room, just the lighting is so harsh. It's made me so sad until now. This is the Aperture MT Pro tube light and it is literally just a light. Ooh, shiny, shiny rainbow. You can't see that. It's so bright. It does lots of different colors. I've not read the instructions, but all I need is the white at the moment. But the beautifully coincidental, excellent thing about this is that it is magnetic. So you can mount it on metal things. And it just so happens we have metal shelf mounts for our bookshelf in our bedroom right above the desk and right by the mirror. And they're really long shelf brackets as well. And so I can just go clonk and just magnetize it above my desk or by the mirror and move it around. And honestly, it's been a game changer. I love this. It just also makes any calls that I'm on, any live streams, like I do monthly live streams for patrons, it just makes everything look so much better and it makes me so much happier. And of course, you can't forget the outfit photos as well. So I can't believe it took me almost a year of working and making things in a dark bedroom to get one of these, but I'm so glad I have now. I am tempted to get another, just to kind of like, I don't know, we'll see. I need to read the instructions properly first to figure out how to actually change the color of it, because that could be cool if we like play around a bit with like the different colors. But for now, I'm just happy just like having a nice white light in that room. All right, there it is. That is my entire content creation hardware setup, from filming long form videos to short form videos, vlogs, taking pictures, and doing podcasts and live streams. That is everything that I use. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to hear more from me in terms of behind the scenes of content creation and my thoughts and just gathering things and news from the creator economy, the creator industry, then do sign up to my Creator Talks newsletter. I sporadically send out an email of 3 things that I think are worth you knowing whenever I have 3 things. And if I don't have those 3 things, I won't bother you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.